Hey guys, today I am out here at my new property. I did sell my old place and moved to a new location, and this property popped up after a couple months and I liked it a lot. The property has 3 ponds on it. This is the biggest pond. It's probably about half an acre right now. So this video, we're just gonna take a tour around the property, and the good thing about this pond is it will not dry up. We had a super dry year, and as you can see, it is pretty much full right now, so it catches a lot of water. I think this pond was built in the 90s, and as you can see, it's already got vegetation in it. It's got some structure over there, and this is going to be the pond that I'm going to raise pet largemouth bass in. This is the far back corner of the property, and this is the little spillway, so whenever this gets too high, it flows into there, and then it goes into that ravine and goes out the property. I might have to find a way to put like a little fencing right here, so whenever it floods, fish aren't flowing through there and out. This ravine is really cool. It's got petrified wood in it, and I bet it is flowing through here whenever it rains really hard. There are a bunch of minnows in this little mud pit that's in the ravine. Fence line is right there in the back, and then I can show you guys the rest of the property. I talked to the old landowner, and he said there are no bass or big fish in any of the ponds. I have seen some minnows, bluegill, and turtles. This is the rest of the back of the property. It is pretty open back here. I am going to get new baby bass to put in this pond and start feeding, and I also think I'm going to move some of the big bass from the original pond into here too. This is the very end of the bass pond. We're going to follow it up and go to the other pond. All 3 of the ponds are kind of connected by this little ravine here, and so basically the water will flow into the ravine and then it'll flow into the ponds. You know, the main problem with the last property, there just wasn't enough slope for enough water to get into the ponds to fill them, but this one has a good amount of slope coming down this hill, so the ponds should stay full pretty much year round. Here is the second pond, and it definitely is muddier, but it still does have vegetation, and I think this would be a good gar pond. There are 3 turtles out there. You can see their little heads popping up. That's a good sign. This pond is decent size too. It's probably around a 1/4 acre or a little less. There's stuff that I can buy to clear the pond up a little, and also more vegetation would clear it up as well. My guess is this one is around 7 feet deep in the middle, and the bass pond is probably a little deeper than that. Most of the property is fairly open, and then there's some scattered patches of oak trees around. I still have all 8 of the gar, and I plan to put them in here fairly soon. I do see some minnows in here, but I am probably going to stock it with other bait fish before I put the gar in. Let's go check out the last pond. You can still see there's a little bit of the ravine that goes up in there, and that's where the pond is. This one is a little more grown up around it. I see a lot of minnows moving around in the shallows. This pond is about the same as the last one. It's about a 1/4 acre, maybe a little smaller, and this pond is shallow. Apparently this pond is only like 4 or 5 feet deep, and this is where I'm gonna have pet turtles at. I already see a couple turtles in here, and I think I'm also gonna rescue some from some pet stores and keep them as pets here. I definitely miss having the turtles. They are a lot of fun to feed and interact with. There's some deer tracks right here. I'm gonna clear out a lot of this stuff growing along the edge. I'm gonna leave some of it though, just so they have some natural structure in here. Tree line up there, that is the front of the property, and it goes to over here and all the way back to the other ponds. So this is where I'll be making videos for a while, getting all this started. I almost decided against doing the pond thing again just because of how the last 2 turned out, but I think it'll be a lot of fun to do with these just because of the constant supply of water. Well, I hope you guys like the new property. Let me know in the comments any video ideas you have for me out here. I'm always open for suggestions. I will see you next time.